Hello everyone, today we will discuss web designing including grouping selector, pseudo classes, how many types of pseudo classes, and why we use group selectors, and how to create basic CSS menu, and practical example. Okay, here you can see in this slide that we are using three elements: P element, H1 and H2, and for each element we have written separate CSS code, and inside the CSS code you can see there are two properties, text align and color, and in each CSS style you can see that there are two properties written again and again. So these two properties are written 3 times, and the values are also same for each element. So here it's the code is going to be repeated, but in grouping selectors you can minimize your code by writing just one time properties, and then you can apply these two properties to all of 3 elements. Here you can see that there are 3 elements, P, H1 and H2. For all 3 elements you can write on the single line P separated by comma, and H2 separated by comma, and H1. So these three properties names can be written single line. Then after you can write the name of the properties. So by doing so you can minimize your code. As in this case you can see our CSS code is very large, and these two properties are written again and again. But in grouping selectors you can write just once, and you can apply it to all these 3 elements. So this format is known as grouping selector. So these two properties will apply to paragraph tag, H2 tag and H1 tag. Okay. Then pseudo classes. Pseudo classes are the special state of an element, just like mouse when we grab our mouse over to the link, or what should be the state of element when it is visited, when it gets visited, when it gets unvisited, and what should be the state of an element when it's when a mouse is when it's active. Okay, so there are 4 types of pseudo classes. Number 1 is link, and visited, and hover, hover and active. Okay, so the format of the writing the pseudo classes is, you should write the selector name, a element, and then you should write colon, then after write the name of the pseudo class. So in this case the first class is pseudo class is link, then second class is visited, the third class is hover, and fourth class is active. For each pseudo class you should write properties separately, just like if you write the properties for a link pseudo class, then you should write it curly brackets separately for link, and curly brackets for separately will be used for visited, and for hover, and for active. Okay, now let's do the practical of these examples. So you should open Notepad because it's available in all programs, and okay, let me do this. Write your program here, HTML. First of all you should write basic structure of HTML. It's better to use IDs, but in our case we are using HTML Notepad. Okay, save it with selectors. Okay, replace it. Okay, now I am writing the three tags: paragraph tag and h1 tag and h2 tag. Okay, I am paragraph, I am h1. Okay, now I can write the CSS grouping group selector for these tags. Okay, first I will write for paragraph, not just for paragraph, because grouping selector says you can write the name of the selector, then element, then give the comma. Then I will write also this code should apply to h1 also, comma, and it should apply also to h2. So what's inside the CSS code? I will write font size is 30 pixels and text align should be center and color of the font should be blue. Okay, now let's see the output. Okay, make sure you have written the correct spelling and CSS code. As you can see, it can not be applied on your web page. So why? Because I haven't given the I haven't written this CSS code inside the style tags. Many of us do the same mistake. So you should write style, this CSS code in style tag. This is the basic of internal implementing CSS. So let's now refresh it. Okay, now you can see that the font size of all these three elements has same, and the text align of all text has center and color is blue. Okay, if you change the text center align right, so it will goes to the right. If you change, if you can change also from right to the left. By default is left. Okay, so you can also change the color, dark blue. Okay, you can see color has been changed. Okay, so let's do the example of Pseudoclasses. Okay, I am writing here link tag, sorry, hyper reference link, and I will give it later. Click me. Okay, so now I'm going to write the pseudo class for this tag. Okay, so I will write the name of the element, then gives the colon, not semicolon, colon. Okay, so first class of the pseudo is link, then for link, if it is not visited, then color of this should be dark blue. Okay, and you can also write font size is 30 pixels. Okay, sorry. Then you can write if it is visited, then the state of the element should be color dark blue, okay, semicolon, and if it is mouse hover, so this is third class of a pseudo class. If there is a mouse over to the link, then it changes the color from blue to yellow, okay. And if it is active, if it is active, then the state then if it is in active state, then color should be green. Now so this is an example of pseudo class. Let's refresh it. Okay, here you can see that a link, if it is not unvisited, then the color should be dark blue, and it's dark blue, and the size of the font is 30 pixels. If it is visited, then the color of the link should be dark blue, and it's dark blue. If it is mouse hover, when I place the mouse over the text, then it changes its color from blue to yellow. If it is active, it means active means when you press or click the text of the link, okay. When you press the link, it should changes the color from yellow to green, okay. When mouse is over yellow, click the link, then it's green, okay. If you want to remove the underline, this click me underline, okay, you can write the other property text decoration, and then this will, okay, refresh. When you get refresh, you will see that the underline has been removed, okay. You can also do you can also write another property, just like background color. If it is dark blue, then red. And now I have given the background color red, okay. You can see so the background color is red, okay. So when it's mouse hover, and I should change background color from red to blue, sorry, not blue, dark blue, okay. So and here you can see when it is just refresh it, okay. When it is not visited, then the color of the link should be dark blue, the size of the link should be 30 pixels, and the text decoration of the link should be none. It means it removes the underline, and the color of the background should be red, okay. So here I have mistaken it, background, okay. And if it is, when I grab the mouse over the link, so it should change the color. The font color should be from blue to yellow, and the background color from red to dark blue. Now if it is not visited and the color of the background is red, when I place the mouse over the link, then you can see it changes the background as well as the font color. Okay, so when it is active, it you can also change the color, background color. Orange, I think it's unprofessional. Okay, so let's refresh it then. Okay, background minus color. Now refresh it. Okay, now you see we have changed the text when it is in the unvisited state, then background color will be red, and the color of the font is blue, and the size of the font will be 30 pixels. The font size will be always remains 30 pixels, whether it is linked state and whether it is mouse over state. You can also change the size when it gets mouse over. Then you can also write the property here, font size. When it's mouse over, you can change the font size from 30 to 50 pixels. You will okay, when you write it and refresh it, you will see when you grab your mouse over the link, then it changes the font size. If you want to escape this one, you can just remove the font size from the hover, and the default size will be the unvisited one. Okay, refresh it and you can see now. Okay, so when it has a mouse over state, when a element has a state mouse over, then it changes its font color from font color yellow and background color dark blue. When the state of the element is active, now this is active. Here you can see this is active, which is this one. Color is green and background color is orange. You can see this is active in active state. So I have pressed my mouse button, and therefore it's in active state. When I release the mouse, it comes to the unvisited state. When I grab the mouse over that link, now it is hover state. Okay, so all these three states has a different properties. So you can write your menu by selecting by using the pseudo classes. Let's create a menu for your web page. Okay, this is a single link. Okay, and if you want to repeat your code, if you want to write the menus, let's suppose this is one button, and there should be how many buttons? Let's suppose home menu, excuse me, home button, and okay, institute, what should I write here? Contact us and about us. Okay, and feedback. okay, not feedback, side map. Okay, so here you go. Okay, so you have now 4 buttons, as you can see, and this can be menu. You can arrange this menu in a table also. Okay, write a table, and a table should contain single tr, sorry, single tr. Okay, inside tr there should be 4 tds. For in each td we have a menu. Okay, how many options in our menu? 4, right? So now I have created a table, and I will put each link inside a table because it looks now in good position. Okay, sorry. Okay, now let's see it. Okay, so this is a table, and you can write the code here for table, that bg color is red. Okay, now you can see the table color is now filled with red. Okay, now you can see this one is a menu, and you can also change the line. So, no, not line, it's okay here. I think table is okay. Okay, it's now aligned. Okay, so this is your menu, basic menu, and you can this is your assignment to make a menu like this. Okay, thank you for now.